What's your deep theory on me? I almost bought an Apple Watch yesterday, just on a whim, but decided I didn't need it because I think they're useless and not necessary.
I think, and I've noticed this about you.
Yeah.
I think you have different, well, just like you with people, you have different trust levels in different box stores.
Okay.
So I think I know what box store you were at with your wife. You don't go there, you don't trust them. They're not in your realm.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
It's let's call it the bullseye.
Okay. I'm not gonna.
You don't trust the bullseye?
Why don't you trust? He's not.
I'm
It's
sorry.
unfamiliar territory.
Biggie has the floor. I'm sorry.
It's unfamiliar territory.
Yeah.
Chris Demm is always at the bullseye.
Yeah.
So he trusts them.
Yeah.
But you have one place that you love and you trust more than any other. So I think you were in there and they had them on display. And you were like, oh, because you trust them. You know them.
I guess okay.
When really you should.
Fascinating.
Listen, they feed you, they clothe you, they've given you Christmas trees and lawn furniture.
Let me tell you what I bought there.
cheap wine. I mean, it's
that's right.
everything.
Let me tell you what I bought there yesterday. New belt. All right, got a new belt here, and look at this. You're not going to believe this belt. Now it's canvas. Okay.
You had to get a new belt because the other one was too big for you.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Yeah, and so it's
You're out of rope.
It's time for a new belt.
Yeah.
And just as last time. It's black on one side, gray on the other, so it's reversible. It's reversible.
Fancy.
Okay, let me tell you what stunned me about this belt. When I put it on yesterday. No holes. There's no holes in the belt.
So it keeps going and going and going.
It's an infinity belt?
It's an infinity belt. So the thing, you just have to work it through. You know, it's a canvas belt, but wherever I want the hole, that's where the hole is.
There's only one problem. The expended end that you're not using is going to flop down to your knee.
Well, maybe, but I mean,
How much spare have you got hanging out?
not much. I mean, I got the right size belt.
For now.
Well, maybe for now. But the point is, have you ever had a belt with no holes in it? I mean, there were no pre-poked holes. See that? It's a
braided
So
belt.
you have to drive it through the fabric every day?
You drive it through the fabric. I guess you'll get.
Is that going to weaken it?
I think you'll get to the point where you put it in the same spot and you just find the hole.
Back in the mid-'90s when they had those braided leather belts, you could use it forever and ever.
Oh, you're right. You put
Back
it
when
right
they were in
through.
style.
You put it right through the braided belt.
That's right.
I was like,
I missed that trend.
I was amazed by it. I was mesmerized. I told my wife, "Look at this."
That looks like a Boy Scout belt.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
I wanted that.
Doesn't it?
Trustworthy.
The fabric belt with
right.
the, and then you
right.
pull the little button over and it tightens it.
I held it up to A-Tran and says, "No holes in this belt." I said, "I got a bad belt. I got a fault. They forgot to poke the holes."
You didn't check at the store for holes? No.
I didn't.
I just trusted them.
Trusted it to put the holes in.
Did they charge you double because it's got two
Like
sides?
Biggie's father. No, it's buy one get one. One side. So I went.
What's a belt like that run?
I'll charge $7.25.
Normally more expensive, but they got them in bulk.
I don't want to say. I shouldn't say like that. I don't
That's
want
Italian leatherette.
You can't hide money. You cannot hide money.
No, that's a good deal.
I'm sorry.
I say go with it.
You can't hide money like that.
These belts seem like a good deal. Let's just say they fell off the truck.
I better not wear this to my next contract negotiation.
Yeah.
They'll think they're paying me too much.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
You don't need a raise.
See that?
You're already making too much money. Look at that thing.
You're
Reverse-
wearing two belts?
Ooh, and no holes. No, that's a holeless belt.
He's wearing a no-hole belt.
Dang,
I bet that came from Paris or Milan. Don't you think? For sure. Something like that. That's just not every day.
It was on the runways in Milan. New York Fashion Week.
Here come the ladies.
Giorgio is wearing a holeless belt.
And with that hat.
It's reversible. And I walk one way with it. Then
Don't
flip
smile.
Look, ladies, it's gray on the other.
You can do it, Kelly. You're rail
I
thin.
can do it. Thank you. Thank you.
You can work the runway.
I look like a model now.
Yeah, all we have to do is get you one of those little French dogs.
Yeah. Turbo Ted, you're talking about this holeless belt. Can you imagine the technology? Go ahead.
Okay, my kids got me a belt for Christmas called the Groove Belt, and you set the length of it, and then it's got like a magnetic clasp in the front, and you just hook it together, and you're done. It's incredible.
Oh, I like that.
Sorcery.
I like it. Yeah, my daughter wouldn't let that in the house. That's witchcraft. She's too religious for that.
It sounds like a kinky sex toy, the Groove Belt.
I like it, Turbo Ted. Thank you very much.
So does Turbo Ted. Sounds like a sex toy.
Both of them.
Turbo Ted's here with the groove belt. All right.
Let's have a belt festival.
We should have a belt festival. This holeless belt, man.
Imagine showing that around in the 1600s.
Yeah. They
They
drown
would
you.
murder you.
Now, if he comes back up from the bottom of the lake,
Yeah.
he's a witch.
That's right.
Kill it!
That's right.
I don't know. I bought a belt about 3 weeks ago. I don't know if I should feel jealous
Oh, you should.
or robbed because I just got one side and I think I paid $55.
Oh my God. 7
I
and a
bet it
quarter.
got holes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's limited.
7 and a quarter. No holes. Double sided. And I debated forever: black and gray or tan and blue. I didn't know what to do, but I wound up.
Well, nobody will ever see it
Fact.
when you got big orange on.
That's true. That's true. Put big orange on today. Oh my goodness! Listen, we have to get to this.
Please.
This story. We've been teasing it for an hour,
Yeah.
and it's huge.
The headline is everywhere. I mean, it's already been on the Good Morning Americas, the Today shows. It's leading the websites. It's a story about a mom in Utah, and true crime fans like Chris Kelly's wife may soon be booking flights to Utah for the trial. Back in March of last year, Corey Richens made her husband Eric a mixed vodka drink to celebrate him selling a home. I think that home that was used for her business. Then it was late at night. She made him a vodka cocktail, and she served it to him in bed. She said one of the boys, they have 3 kids, one of the boys is having a rough night, so she went to go check on the kid. She fell asleep in the boy's bed, and then she said the next thing she knew, she came back into their room, the couple's bedroom, around 3 a.m. Eric was cold and lifeless at the foot of the bed. She called 911. Paramedics could not save Eric. He was gone. Corey was devastated, and a short time later, she wrote a book, a children's book called Are You With Me?, about dealing with grief and death, dedicated to her caring husband. She appeared on a local Utah television station, you know, the morning program, talking about sharing her grief. This was 2 months ago.
A big hit, right? I mean, a hit, the book.
I don't know the
I
answer.
believe
to
it was
that.
a
Big book
it was
sold
like a
well.
top 10,
yeah,
top 20.
sold well.
Is it really?
We have her clip from the television show that she was on talking about her late husband.
So my husband passed away unexpectedly last year. He was 39. It completely took us all by shock. And we have 3 little boys. My kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year.
So apparently it's got good reviews. Very good book.
All right.
For kids, right.
But as they do, you know, when someone dies like that, especially a youngish person, they would do the medical examiner did an exam on the body, and they found out what killed poor Eric. It was fentanyl. Fentanyl. In fact, the dead man had 5 times the legal dosage of fentanyl in his system. As you can imagine, police suspected foul play. Then they started looking through Corey's phone records and her travels. They found out that starting in December of 21, moving through February of 22, she had been in contact with a local drug dealer on multiple occasions. First getting hydrocodone. Then she said, I need something stronger, that Michael Jackson stuff. And then finally she specifically asked for fentanyl. 3 days after, she made her husband a Valentine's Day dinner, which made him very ill.
Yep.
Unbeknownst to Corey, confided to a friend, you know, I think she's trying to poison me.
Oh, he had said that already.
Said that.
Oh, wow.
He was right, but it was too late. So Corey was charged with murder this week.
She's got some nerve to kill him and then write the book.
Make money on
Make
it.
money on it, and her poor kids.
Bring
But
her
a guilty
kids into
person
it.
wouldn't
brought her
act like
kids
that, right?
into it. Exactly. That's the whole thing. It was pretty
It's
devious.
cold-blooded.
When I saw it last night, it's the first I had seen of it. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what? I mean, and I don't really care about true crime that much like my wife does, but I was just on the edge of my seat, and my wife's like, that's right.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded monster.
Cold-blooded.
And writing a
that's
book
just-
like that.
That's right.
That's not even that's not even psychopath. That's where you just have no feelings.
She just, I mean, and then to write the book.
And that's the type
thing.
of book that would be shared on Today's Show.
Oh, yes.
You're probably
They
right.
would,
yes.
they would
Oh,
trip
yeah.
all over themselves having her on the show.
She could have become an enormous star off of this because, I mean, 3 kids, they helped write it. It's all about losing a loved one and then feeling like he's there with you all the time. Boy. And I would, even when I was watching, I was like, she couldn't have done that. And she did. She murdered him with fentanyl. It's
I feel terrible for the kids.
Yeah, they got
Now you're
deceived.
growing up without your father, but also your mother's an absolute loon.
She's a murderer.
She's going away, too.
Yeah.
You're going to have neither one of them. It's
Do you-
awful.
Do you think I mean, what do you do? Let's say because he died in March, and I think she wrote the book almost like a year to the day after the man passed. If you suspected, if you were in his shoes and suspected she was trying to poison you, your wife, what do you do?
Well, he told a friend, you said, right?
Yeah.
Swap the plates.
Well, how?
I'm sorry. I'd swap the plates. When she put the plates on the table, I'd say, go get, look over there and swap the, you know what I'm talking about?
What is this, The Princess Bride?
Swap the plates.
I do it.
You flip it. Yeah.
I do it with my girlfriend.
You've never done a dance with a civilian.
Swap the plates.
I do it with my girlfriend.
Well, you're getting the wrong end.
You're
getting the bad stuff. You flip it. Yeah, you flip it.
I tell her, I was like, there's no way you're with me for my looks, my personality, my money.
Clearly you're
Yeah,
deranged.
so clearly it's something.
We're doing this.
I think she
Is
wants
that
my,
Kevin Bacon? Switch.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I do.
I
Swap
think
the
she wants
plates.
my dog.
That's swap the plates. That's it. Aha! Speaking of which, great segue. You didn't even know you did it. There's a guy today from New Jersey. This is a terrible story as well. His name is Xavier Burgos. He has a 5-month dog named Enzo, and the dog is one of those French bulldogs. So it's
Hottest dog on the
I get it. They're hot. I
the
don't know why.
kidnapping market.
$high dog. Cute, I guess. They do have health issues with
cute.
You don't think they're cute? They have
Personal thing. I don't
People
think
love
they're-
them.
I don't think they're
celebrities have had. Lady Gaga had
I
hers.
guess.
They're being stolen left and right.
That's true.
Because they're so valuable. And this kid, he's only 22 years old, has a French bulldog. And he was meeting up at the dog park with someone who he had met at the park before, just an acquaintance that he had known, they said 3 or 4 months. And the guy said, let's meet at the dog park and let our dogs play together. He had a French bulldog too. He said, let them play together. So they go, and this is what happened. This is him talking about. He got the text a couple of weeks ago to go and meet up.
On the morning of May 5th, this guy texted me and asked me if we were down to go to the dog park because he informed me a couple weeks before that he has French bulldogs too.
You down to go to the park?
Let me move some things around, but yeah, I'm down.
No red flags yet.
Absolutely not.
He said he had Frenchies.
Okay, they go, they meet at the dog park. Then the guy says, my mother's got some dogs that like to play with these dogs. Let's go to her apartment and get those other dogs. And the guy's a little suspicious, but he's like, all right, let's take. So they take he's down to go to mom's house now to get more dogs to come and play at the dog park. And when they were there, this is what happened.
So we followed them to the apartment. It was the Fox Hill Run Drive apartments in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Claimed his mother lived there. He lets the dog out again, and I let my dog out in the little lot so that they can continue to play with each other. By the time I'm getting back out of my car, they already had picked up my dog and put him in the car and drove off. Literally drive off out of the complex, speeding, like flooring it.
He said he chased after him, but of course,
They're gone.
there's nothing he could do.
Enzo!
He was so upset. He was so
Enzo's a
upset.
great name for a dog.
Yeah, I agree. Now, here's the reporter. This is graphic now.
Oh, no.
Shortly after this happened, the gentleman who lost the dog started getting text messages.
According to Xavier, the same night he received this video from the alleged kidnapper, along with some frightening text messages saying, and quote, I swear, any funny biz, I'll kill your Fluffy.
You hear that?
Yeah.
That's graphic, I know.
Kill you, Fluffy.
I'll kill you, Fluffy. Any funny business at all. So now the guy is just like beside himself, of course. And he said that the person who took
Did
the
he
dog,
demand money?
$8,000.
I have to pay him $8,000 to get my dog back.
And you're willing to pay for your dog again?
I was willing to pay him the money for my dog back.
I was shocked this 22-year-old had $8,000 that he could pay after already buying the bulldog, the French bulldog, for presumably quite a bit of money too.
He's borrowing the money. Maybe he didn't have
I
it.
don't know. Well, instead of that, he called police, and they're trying to locate him. Now, this continues to be an ongoing case. They have not found the dog.
It does seem like one of those things where the police would set up a fake buy,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Do it that way. Do it
Yeah,
that way.
or just have enough info. I mean, you do kind of know them, that you know where they live.
Yeah.
Got his phone number.
Spend
Yeah.
time with him.
Yeah. The whole thing happened 5 days ago. So they're working on it right now, but a message for the criminal.
I really do hope that when you do get caught and you do get prosecuted for extorting me for my puppy, that you, I hope you really just feel bad for what you've done.
Is it a little bit, I know obviously he's the victim here, but can you trust somebody you've only known for a couple of months and you've only seen them once or twice at the dog park, and then you follow them to supposedly
It doesn't sound outrageous.
I guess not outrageous.
But with those dogs, they're getting stolen left and right. That's the thing. If you had just a mutt, it'd be one thing. But a dog that high dollar, maybe you should have to stop and think, what's going on?
If you got that message that your dog, Kelly, and which is not a French bulldog, but let's say the call came into you that your dog had been dog napped, and the dog nappers wanted $8,000, would you say to your wife, "I'm sorry, he's already gone"?
How do you handle this?
Because that's more than you paid for your pine straw.
I cannot comment on this, but I know this.
What's your threshold?
Where's your number?
Lower than my wife's. I'll just say that.
That's accurate.
I love that dog.
You love that Fluffy.
I do love that. That's my Fluffy. But my wife would spend thousands and thousands. I mean, she'd go into
whatever it takes.
She'd go into our 401k for that. She would for that dog. There's no question about it. But how
about you?
That's my Fluffy. I wouldn't go into our 401k.
$100.
Two-way belt, no holes.
I can't. Now look, I can't give you $8,000. I can give you a two-way belt, no holes. This is one last message. One last message from the emotional Xavier.
You took my baby from me, bro.
You hear the emotion.
Heartbreaking.
It's terrible.
How much time do the cops spend on this? I mean, it's not a kidnapping. It's
$5,000.
Well, it is extortion.
They're worth a lot of money.
It is, but it's property. I mean, do they spend as much time because it's an animal as they would if it was a $8,000 ring?
That's my guess.
I don't know.
I think because what does our attorney always say? They treat them like property.
Yeah.
So I think if an $8,000 piece of furniture had been stolen, it's the same.
You go and you file it and you write it down, and they're like, okay, well, if we see it, we'll.
But a life hangs in the balance.
Yeah, I'll dust your dog for Prince.
Yeah.
Dust it for Prince.
That's a good one, Sam.
Heroin Scott, a comment on this gentleman who lost his dog. Go ahead.
Well, first off, he's an idiot for spending $8,000 on a dog when people are starving. But secondly, now he's got the police involved. Of course the dog is dead. What does he think? It's an empty threat? Of course they're going to kill the dog now. Or they've already sold it. He's totally screwed everything up by getting the cops involved. Cops were the worst thing he could have done. I could have found him before the cops could have, and I live here in North Carolina.
Fact.
Well, I don't. Well, a man in blue is a friend to you, is what I always say. You know that. Our men in blue are out there on the streets working hard. Heroin Scott does not.
He needs a pet vet. He needs a pet detective.
That's what he needs. That's right.
Sorry about your dog. Hold on. We have the optimist here. Heroin Scott.
Your dog's dead. Get over it. What do you want? A cookie? Here's a cookie. Dog's dead.
But then you lose all your negotiation.
I agree. I'm not so sure about that.
Hey, I'm enamored with this belt, so it doesn't come with a size.
No, you stretch it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So there's no number on it.
Just stretch it, pull it, bounce it.
Just $7.50 for the price.
$7.50, $7.25. Well,
$7.25.
Government takes a bite. You got the tax on it. Puts up about $8.
Okay, $8.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Membership has its perks.